Hey guys, it's Friday. That means new video. More random talking, random ranting, random topics, funny stories, my attempt to entertain. So, here we go. So today is Friday, August 5th, and it's also the day of the Olympics opening ceremony. And I'm super excited about that because I have always watched the Olympics basically since I can remember watching TV. Like, as a little kid, I didn't watch that much TV, and so being able to watch the Olympics was a huge deal for me because I would be able to sit inside, all day and watch the Olympics, and that was like the most TV time I had, like, for the next 4 years, basically, or 2 years, whenever Olympics. Yeah, every 2 years. So it was like the most amount of time that I could watch TV every 2 years was just the Olympics because it was just amazing. You have all these athletes. You have your track athletes, and then you have your swimming athletes, and you have your gymnasts and stuff, and it's amazing. I can't believe that these people have the same genetic code as me. Like, these are the same humans that walk on the earth, that the same earth that I walk on, which is just astounding to me. Like, I'm a runner. Like, I ran cross country in high school. I ran it in middle school. I ran a lot in elementary school with our running team, or running club thing that we had. So, like, I've run all my life, but then I see these, like, cross country or, like, marathon runners, and I see these distance runners in the Olympics, and I just cannot believe it. I'm like, you guys are insane. These people are running, like, 3-minute miles. I'm like, that's crazy. I cannot believe that you guys are running this fast. Or you have, like, gymnasts. I mean, I'm obviously not a gymnast. I can't even touch my toes. Like, I'm literally not flexible whatsoever. But you have these gymnasts that are just doing, like, insane, like, flexibility stuff. Like, you have, like, people that are, like, doing, like, back bends and putting their toes over their head, and then you have people that are doing, like, triple backflips just from a standstill. I can't even do a regular backflip. My body proportions are completely wrong. I can't even do gymnastics. I can do a somersault. I can do a cartwheel. I feel like I can't do anything else, really. It's just crazy. And then you have, like, your swimmers. Like, oh my goodness, that's insane. Like, I mean, I love the water and stuff, but, like, I get exhausted way too fast. Like, after swimming, like, 2 or 3 or 5 laps or whatever, at a normal pace, not even at a race pace, like, at a normal pace, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I have to get up and, like, take a nap because I'm just so exhausted. These people swim for, like, forever. It's crazy. I can't believe that there's people that are able to do stuff like that. It's incredible. I'm completely in awe of their athletic ability and just their, like, a lot of the time their humility too. Like, a lot of them are just like, I'm gonna come in and do my thing, and then I'm gonna get out. Like, I'm just here to do my job. I'm not gonna, like, brag about it. Like, obviously there's celebration, like, oh my goodness, I beat a record, or I won, or, I'm I'm an Olympian. Like, that's, like, obviously a celebration, but they don't, like, overdo it. They're not like, like, oh, look at me, look how awesome I am. For the majority, a lot of them are just normal people that just happen to be extremely gifted. And I just think that's completely awesome. So yeah, I'm just super excited to see the opening ceremony tonight. I can't watch it live because my brother actually has a marching band performance. And, I'm in band too, KSUMB, like, marching band for college. I was actually in the same marching band that he's in right now, in high school. So, like, I'm excited to go see him do that. He's in the front ensemble. He's playing marimba, which is like the mallet kind of stuff. It's not the vibraphone, which is all metal, and it's not the xylophone, which is smaller than the marimba. It's the big one. And he's always very particular about that. So I want to make sure that I said that too. Making sure that you guys knew what a marimba actually was. But yeah, he's played marimba in the front ensemble, which is, like, the front row people that play like, on the sideline and stuff. And I mean, I'm just super excited to see him because he's been talking about how cool the show's gonna be, and he's been practicing the music up in his room. I'm super excited about that. But we are recording. Oh my goodness, I have a hair sticking up. Ugh. Got it. Okay. We are recording the Olympic opening ceremony. So once he's done with his performance and there's like a picnic afterwards, we'll go to the picnic. We're gonna come back and watch the Olympic opening ceremony because I'm excited. Like, it's in Rio, so like that's gonna be a party kind of thing, which is gonna be super cool. They have so much like cultural history down there and stuff, and I'm just excited to see what they do with that. And plus, I always like, it's kind of weird, but I really like to see the fashion that that each country brings, because they always have their own unique thing. You know what I mean? Like, they have their own style. Like, no two countries look the same. They all have their own unique appearance. And so I always find that kind of cool, because I'm just like, oh, that's, I never thought of them wearing that, and that's just really awesome, because that like touches this part of their history, or just this just looks cool, and it's made by a Ethiopian fabric maker, and so this is Ethiopia's team. Like, that's awesome. But another thing that I'm really excited about for the Olympics is seeing the refugee team. I don't know if you guys have heard, and that this might have changed because I read about this a few months ago, but they were actually forming a refugee team for people that can't like perform for their own country because they've had to like take asylum somewhere else, but they can't perform for the country that they're taking asylum in because they're not technically full citizens. So they have a refugee team full of just people that are extremely gifted athletes but can't perform for their own country. So I'm really excited to see that, and I'm really excited just to kind of see how that like all pans out and see these people perform that previously haven't been able to perform. I also read that the Tokyo Olympics, so in 4 years, they're adding in, let me see if I get this right, baseball, softball, skateboarding. I want to say one other thing. I don't remember what it is, but they're adding in like new sports, so that's going to be really cool to watch. Because like, it's like, I mean, I think they've always had, they used to have baseball and softball, but I don't think they've ever had skateboarding, so that's going to be really cool to see. Well, I know in the Winter Games, obviously, they have like snowboarding, which is kind of the winter equivalent of skateboarding. And I thought also in the Summer Olympics they had like a BMX team or something, or like motorcycle, motocross, something like that. So that's just going to be really cool to see, because adding like a new sport in is always just really neat to see how that kind of pans out. Let's see. I forgot what I was going to say. Well, I can move on to something that happened yesterday. This is completely separate from the Olympic topic. So yesterday I just went out with my mom just to like shop around, see if there's anything else that I need for college. It's basically going to happen every week. Well, I'm moving in 2 weeks, so next week probably I'm going to have another story about shopping. But okay, so I'm in the candle aisle because I'm bored. Even though we can't have candles in our dorms, I'm bored and I just want to look at the candles. I found a candle that is Doom flavored. DOOM. It's supposed to say wood. However, if you look closely, all the other printing is correct. All the other printing is right ways up. It's just this printing is the wrong way. So, this candle that I bought, of course I bought it because it's Doom flavored. Like, why wouldn't you buy a Doom flavored candle? It's an obvious choice. So I bought this candle, and it smells like Doom. As a wise man once put it, the smell of cinder and poop. No, I'm kidding. So it does smell like burnt wood, like if you can imagine like a campfire, like the after effects, like the ashes of it. That's what it smells like. But I just had to pick it up just because it's called. It is printed as Doom, and so I just imagine it's like, well, let's see, we've ran out of candle ideas. Jerry, what do you got? It's like a cherry tree. No, that's a bad idea. What about you, Rick? How about Um, like a cactus. No, that's a terrible idea. James, what are you playing? Doom? Like the video game Doom. Uh, Doom? James, do you have any, like, good ideas for candle smells? Doom? Brilliant. I love that idea. And then they just, like, make candles that are, like, based off of the smell of Doom, which I guess smells like fire. I don't know. Yeah. So I just found that really funny. And so I just had to buy it, of course, because why wouldn't I buy it? Let's see what. Oh, so I did go and see Suicide Squad last night. The new movie. It's centered around the bad guys of DC Comics, and I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was presented really well. The concept was really, really, really good. But like I did have a few problems with it. Like for one, I felt like Jared Leto's Joker didn't have enough like character substance to him that he could like stand alone as a villain. He was kind of more just like background noise in my opinion because he was so overplayed. And like the Joker is supposed to be overplayed. Like, you have your like Jack Nicholson Joker where he's just like crazy and stuff. You have Heath Ledger, you have all sorts of other Jokers, and they all overdo how they're acting, and it's because Joker is supposed to be overdone. But Jared Leto's Joker was overdone in the wrong way. I felt like rather than just being crazy and evil, Jared Leto was trying to go too much for the crazy side. I don't know if that makes sense, but he just like there was too much insanity without purpose. And that just really bothered me because I felt like Jared Leto could have done so much more. Also, part of it could also be that I've read so much about how he was a jerk to his co-actors behind scenes, but I really feel like he could have portrayed his Joker in a different way. I loved how he did. I loved how he did it. I just felt like it could have been better. If that makes sense. And then also Harley Quinn. I loved Harley Quinn in this movie. By the way, I loved, all the behind the scenes of it, and I loved how like they explained a lot of her backstory, but I felt like they didn't touch on enough of her intelligence because in the comics, Harley Quinn is an extremely intelligent character. Like she diagnoses different people with different things, and she's really smart. She's crazy, but she's also really smart. And so she's like potentially probably one of Batman's most dangerous villains. Because while Joker's unpredictable, Harley Quinn is like methodical. But I felt like they didn't touch on enough of her intelligence in this movie. And also, what I did love though was that when they like went to okay, so spoiler, skip ahead to whenever I tell you to skip ahead if you don't want to hear about what happens. But if you've already seen this, you're good. So what I really liked was when Enchantress is getting into their minds and they're like, what would you like your ideal life to be? You realize that she just wants a normal life. Like she doesn't want this crazy villain life. Like because her like her flashback, flash forward, ideal imagery thing is her married to a normal person married to a normal Jared Leto Joker character with two kids. Like she wants a normal life, and I really liked how they did that because it showed that there was so much more to her rather than just a crazy figure. But I also felt like they could have touched on more of that throughout the movie. And also, I really liked how they kind of explained Harley Quinn's, like, everybody's been explaining about, or complaining, not explaining. Everybody's been complaining about how Harley Quinn is so, like, I don't even know how to, like, she's not wearing enough clothes, basically. Like, she's so sexed up in this movie. But they kind of explain that because they presented Harley Quinn as this figure that so desperately wanted attention, and she so desperately wanted people to pay attention to her, and so she felt like the only way was to play to people's like instinctual desires, basically. And so that's why she wears, minimal clothing and stuff. It's because she wants people to look at her. And I know that there's the whole argument of, well, it's their body, they can do what they want with it. But you do have to admit that there are times, or some people do, like, choose to do things like that in order to present themselves to others so that other people pay attention to them. Like, I feel like there isn't much of an argument against that, because so often people will say, I want somebody, I want such and such to pay attention to me, so I'm going to wear this. And yes, it's your body, you do what you want with it, but you do have to acknowledge that there is the underlying intention of getting people's attention. And so I feel like that's why Harley Quinn, and like I feel like they did explain this a bit. Harley Quinn's doing all of this for the Joker, and then I feel like she's like, well, I want to capture the Joker's attention, and so I'm going to, dress like this. I'm going to do this and this and this so that he will be fixated on me because I so badly want his attention. I could be wrong, and I'm sorry if I offended anybody there, but I mean, I feel like that does almost like, that kind of like saves her from being criticized by people, because you can see that it's because she's a broken person. It's because she's been trapped in this abusive relationship with the Joker that she feels like she has to do this. Like it's almost like she's been brainwashed by the Joker that the only way that she has worth is by presenting herself like this, which I think is just, I mean, it's realistic to the comics and it's realistic to the character, but I just think it's awful because that's how so many relationships are these days. Is the guy or the girl, depending on whoever is dominant. And I say that with air quotes because nobody should ever have dominance over anybody. But so often, one of the people is going to say, nobody else is going to love you. Only I'm going to love you. And the only way that I'm going to love you, or only way I'm going to appreciate you, is if you do this. And so that forces the other person to feel like they have to change. They have to change in order to be loved. They have to do this and this and this in order to be loved. Which is just terrible. And if you're the kind of person that does that, I just want to tell you that you are literally the worst kind of person on earth. Like, there's no argument. If you are the kind of person, because physical attacking is one thing, but mentally attacking is another thing. Physically attacking, you can get over it in most cases. You're like, okay, this person punched me in the face, I'm upset. But that does not change who I am. But if you're mentally attacking somebody, if you're attacking their mind, that will change who they are, and that will affect them for a very long time. And so if you feel like you have to attack somebody, or you have to control somebody, you're the one that has the issue, not the other person. You need to get help because you have something wrong with you. And that is one of the great things of Suicide Squad, the movie, is it allows people to step back and see this relationship between the Joker and Harley Quinn. You get to see how the only reason Joker wants to get Harley Quinn is so that he has that position of dominance, so that he feels like he's in control of something, because he, as Heath Ledger's Joker said, I'm an agent of chaos. But in chaos, and then he didn't say this part. He said, so he says, I'm an agent of chaos, but then you have to realize that in chaos there's no control. And at some level, we all want some sort of control, whether it be over ourselves, whether it be over people below us, whether it be over other people, just in general. We all want some level of control because we never want to completely relinquish control, and that's what an agent of chaos does. They let themselves be moved by events, and they let themselves influence events, but they never completely have control. And I think Jared Leto's Joker wants control, but he can't get it completely. He can do so much, but he can't ever completely have control. And so that's why he has Harley Quinn. Okay, so now I'm done with that rant. Um, new topic. New topic. Sorry. Can we like start bringing back wearing dress clothes around everywhere? Because like I've been watching like some movies that like are like set in like the 1800s or like the early 1900s or even like the 1700s. You know, like Pride and Prejudice, like those kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Get over it. Can we like start like wearing like dressy stuff everywhere again? Because like that's like so classy and it's like so cool. Because like nowadays, like you know, this is where I wear all day. Like I'm wearing a t-shirt and athletic shorts and like a baseball cap. Like that's not dressy at all. Like people see that and they're like, that's normal. But like, what if everybody just all of a sudden just starts like dressing up to like go out? You know, like what if everybody like brings like you know people say like you know class is for men, swag is for boys. But like seriously, like what if everybody just started like being really classy and like dressing up and like even if you were just going to like Applebee's or like Chili's or you know, I don't know where you guys are watching this, so if you guys don't have those, like think of just like a normal sit down restaurant, like nothing really fancy, but what if we just started dressing up for that kind of stuff? Like just start a movement of everybody like when we go out, we just go all out. Like we like, you know, go out and eat, but we also wear like top hats and like suits and like shine our shoes and like wear like shiny belt buckles and like um what are they called? Pocket watches. Wear like pocket watches and like cufflinks. Like go all out because I feel like that'd be like so cool. I mean, some people might be like, "Oh no, that's you know lame." Whatever. I think that'd be awesome because then you could like actually like feel really good. Have you guys ever like just worn a cape? Like just put on a cape and just walked around? Like imagine if we just did that for every single time we went out to eat. Like how awesome would that make you feel? Just like I'm going out. It doesn't matter where I'm going, but I'm going out, so I'm gonna dress nice. Like we should totally start doing that. I, you know, I don't have the budget being in college, but like some of you guys might have the budget to just be like, yo, you know what? I'm buying a full like flowing cape with a big collar, and I'm gonna wear like a tuxedo, and I'm gonna go just go eat at McDonald's. Like freak everybody out and be you know it'll be hilarious, but also like you'll like feel so superior to everybody because you'll just be like, you guys are stuffing your face with Big Macs and fries, and you know wearing your grungy clothes and wife beaters, and I'm wearing a tuxedo and a cape. And stuffing my face with Big Macs and fries because McDonald's. Gotta love it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. But yeah, like how cool would that be if everybody just started dressing up super fancily just just to go out? Like I mean obviously like if you go to like somewhere nice, you're going to dress up nice. But like what if like we just dressed up just to go eat somewhere normal? Or what if like we just dressed up just to go across the street, to go to Target, to go to your local grocery store? Like what if going out became like a big deal again? I think like we should totally do that. Like totally change the complete aspect of humanity. Where it's like, yeah, it's cool to relax, but also like you have to be like confident. You have to be proud of yourself. Like quit wearing your sweatpants and like t-shirts around. And like actually like put yourself out there, put yourself forward. And of course like I'm not preaching at you guys. Like I 90% of the time I'm wearing sweatpants and t-shirts. But like we need to like start feeling better about ourselves. We need to like start like presenting ourselves to others like, you know what? I'm confident. I feel good about who I am. This is who I am. Look at me. Look how cool I am. We should do that. I feel like it'd be awesome. Okay, now it's recording.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Is it on?
Yeah. Hi, Dad. That was my dad. He brought me down a cracker with cherry frosting on it. Cherry frosting on it. It's my mom's birthday, so he's making her a cake. And he's putting some homemade cherry frosting on it. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, so that's really all I got. I'm sorry that was kind of a rant about relationships and stuff and like how they present themselves. I'm sorry for that if that offended some of you. I'm sorry that also took up the majority of that time. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I triggered anybody, if I offended anybody, but that's just my viewpoint on it. I respect that other people have other viewpoints, but I'm gonna I stand very firm in my views. And so, yeah, that's all I got. Let's see. So I will have another video, next week, but the week after that I have band camp, and I highly doubt I'm going to be able to make a video, not movie. I don't make movies, I make videos. I don't think I'm going to be able to make one during band camp, or if I do, it's going to be significantly shorter than this one was. And so I'm sorry. I'll see if I can make double videos next week, and then I'll just put one out a week later. But yeah, so that's all I have for this week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that great stuff. Follow me on Twitter at Jacob Nichols. I post lots of funny stuff. I usually do something crazy. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll get my Snapchat, and so you can add me through there, because I post lots of funny stuff on Snapchat. Yeah, so other than that, have a great life, have a great time, spread the love to others, and remember to vote. I said that in my last video. Remember to vote, because it doesn't matter who you vote for, your vote still counts. Yep, so stay street, stay sick as frick, but most importantly, stay alive.